What a beautiful day today. I have to say it's spectacular. The sky's so blue, but we were set up for this by yesterday, which was also a beautiful day, but in a very different way. It was snowing and raining and the wind was blowing and it was dark. But in agriculture, especially in a desert, we love these winter storms that bring us snow and rain, and they cleanse the air. It's just spectacularly clear and beautiful today. And it brought a lot of snow to the mountains as well. We're kind of in a recap mode where we talk about this last year, and last year at this time, strangely, we had been skiing for a month already, which means that the snow started early in mid-November and then accumulated to the point where we could get started at our local ski hill, but then it stopped. So through January, February, March, and even into April, we weren't getting any more new snow. And that led to reservoirs that were less than half of what they normally are going into the spring season, and led to dry conditions in many areas and drought conditions for certain irrigation districts where they had to cut back and actually ration water for our growers. And in those areas, that meant that had some effect on fruit size, maybe a little bit effect on condition and other issues, but it was just a tough year to get through. We had a moderate spring and a great summer. We also had some really hot temps in early fall that sunburned a little more fruit than normal in certain varieties and made it a bit challenging. This time of year, we look back and we realized, well, actually we picked a pretty large crop again of apples in Washington, probably more than we really should, because with almost a commodity type product, when we have a high supply, it means the prices go down. And we knew what we were facing even as we were getting into harvest this year, so we were analyzing that carefully. And what that means now that the leaves are off the trees, we can see the limbs, the bones of the tree, the structure, and we also see all of these Christmas ornaments out there in the orchard. And after this snow, it's particularly noticeable too when they're red and yellow and glowing in the sunshine. But for me, as I drive by blocks where apples were left behind, it makes me a bit sad, because I know those apples were pretty tasty. And it's unfortunate, but sometimes we make economic decisions in business, and we have to analyze that and decide, okay, well, it's not going to pay to bring this particular variety in. In some cases, people walked away from whole blocks of Fujis and other varieties too. Pretty sad, you know, as a grower, when you put all your efforts into growing something, but we also have to keep up with the present situation, and sometimes we have to eliminate blocks that aren't profitable anymore. Something we have to look out carefully, but again, it's a bit sad. So people are making plans and beginning to make those changes. There's a lot of commentary and studies being done. What is the issue? And people keep coming back to just too many apples. Maybe in the whole US, maybe globally, maybe locally in our particular situation, the way we grow, pack, and sell our fruit here in Washington. I don't like to think we're growing too many. I think actually we're just not eating enough. So you got to help us out, eat more apples. So looking at the end of the year here, as we close out 25 and move into 26, it's pretty great to see our reservoirs filling up. Even yesterday we saw an increase, and right now, as you look back up the mountains, you can see the clouds up there, and it's snowing hard in the mountains, even though we're experiencing sunshine in the valley. So just to finish, I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And as we look into 26, eat more apples. It'll do you good.